guys. No. Okay. Hi guys, my name is Mpho Ndambs and I am the host of Disciple Thoughts. How crazy does that sound? Cause it's like, girl, how did she get here? When did she even get here? Anyways, yeah, Disciple Thoughts really all started in 2023 out of a season of isolation where I was like, wait, Lesham, I was down bad. But just to give a little bit of background for context, always been in the church. I grew up in a very strict Christian home where Sundays are for church till this day, you know. Even I remember when church was still at its peak, Monday church, Wednesday church. So I've always been exposed to Christianity, always had a knowledge of who God is, just never had a relationship with him. And so when I found myself in that season wherein I was just hopeless, had no sense of purpose, no sense of belonging, like I was down bad. Like I was just like, what are we doing and why are we doing it? Really? And so again, because God was not so foreign to me, he was kind of like my last and my first option. Like I wonder what I would have done if I did not find life in him again. But anyways, that's kind of like what drew me to him because I cannot pinpoint a specific encounter that drastically changed my whole perspective on God. I think what I experienced was just a steady, ongoing transformation as I deepened my relationship with God. Yeah, I think with each day passing, I felt a sense of growth, renewal, and I guess yeah, hope just started to stir up in my heart again. And as I look back on my journey, I realize that I'm a very introspective person who tends to reflect deeply on things. Like I'll just sit and think through something very intensely. And some of you guys might call that overthinking, but I don't like identifying it as that because of its negative connotations, obviously. But for me, really, I'm just trying to seek clarity and insight. So, yeah, given that introspective nature, the isolation that I was experiencing, and the growing relationship that I was having with the word, it is no surprise that my mind was buzzing. Woo! My mind was buzzing with thoughts. And I think that became overwhelming until I decided to start capturing those moments, to start recording those thoughts. And little did I know that that simple act of recording would have a profound impact on my relationship with God. Like it just took my relationship with God to another level because it is as if whenever I was openly expressing my thoughts, I was creating room or space for me to be able to discern his voice because I'd released mine. I don't know if that makes sense. Yeah, I was just so in tune with his voice, and to be able to confirm it with his word was just a beautiful no, not experience. It was a beautiful cycle of intimacy and vulnerability, which is crazy because I am not one to be vulnerable. Like I do not like the idea of opening up. Thing is, when it comes to God, you kind of have no choice but to be honest, because I mean, David would say that even if I make my bed in the grave, you are there. So he's all knowing. So you realize that Akonid, you might as well tell him that you're in love with that sin. Because he really knows it all. And I think also I've realized how the devil capitalizes in those moments, in those dark moments. And if you do not bring it to light, he can use it against you. And so he cannot shame you with something that you've exposed, really. And so I say all of that to say that my open relationship with God has given me the comfortability to express a little bit more with others. I don't know. yeah, and then later last year, I think, yeah, late last year, I got a sudden conviction to start sharing these moments, or rather these thoughts, with my WhatsApp contact. And I was just like, this was not the plan. Like, this was not the plan. Anyways, I did it. And those times were crippling, honestly speaking. Like, every time I had to post, I was just like, oh. Like, those moments were so uncomfortable. And I think it's because God was just dealing with my deepest insecurities and fears. So it just had to be crippling. But now that I look back, I see how that was preparing me for this. Because if I had not taken that step, oh no, I'm good. So and I think that's just the beauty of obedience, that one step of obedience leads to another. And so, yeah. And okay, let me leave that thought. So yeah, that's how it really all started. And the word disciple really just comes from the fact that I am a disciple, in case you didn't notice. No, but for real, I don't know, I'm just drawn to the identity of a disciple. I think it sets you apart. I think it's disciple thought, sorry. You will hear it a lot. Yeah, I think I'm just tired of seeing us Christians live in such a way that prioritizes self-pleasure over surrender. I think we forget that Christianity is not about us. It is about Christ. And that's what makes Christianity different from all of the other religions, is that it boils down to a person. It's about a person. It is a relationship-based faith that is centered around following Christ. And the way that Christ calls us into that relationship, he says that if you want to become my follower, if you want to become my disciple, die to yourself, carry your own cross daily. Woo! Heavy on that daily. And follow me. And so, yeah, at its core, this is what Disciple Thoughts is going to be about. Embracing the call to deny yourself, carrying your cross, and following Christ no matter the cost. And so I hope to see you next week, and I hope that as episodes go by, as weeks go by, I learn, because this puts a demand on me to know even more about Christ, because I cannot come up here and just talk about something that I don't know. And so I hope that we continue to learn about Christ, grow in him, and become disciples that make other disciples. See you next week. Hope you come back. Please come back. Because who's going to watch this?